So I wanted to show you a little bit about how I use these sorts of AI tools in my practice. And so what I've got here is my plain old vanilla Claude. I use Claude over any other tool when it comes to my legal practice. And I want to show you how I'm going to use this tool um, to quickly analyze and create examination summaries for my witness examinations. So this will be like transcripts or videos. Um, for to do this work, I'm going to be using, for ease of reference, a transcript that's in the public record. It's a transcript of, funnily enough, an examination with Donald Trump from 2013. And it's found online, so you can probably find it if you need to. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste it into Claude. I've already pre-prompted it. Okay. So the pre-prompt is what I'm using to create everything. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something like, here's a copy, transcript is attached. And I'm going to start a timer as well, just so you can see how quickly I'm doing things. So I'm going to say transcript is attached, provide a quick overview. Okay. And so we've started at like a 1 minute 30. Okay. And so what Claude's going to do, it's going to quickly draft a summary of the witness, or talk about the witness, what the case is about, who the parties are involved, the project entities, all the wonderful good stuff, right? I usually start with this because I want to make sure that the tool has an understanding of what we're talking about, okay? Once this is done, I probably am going to, there's some legal significance, that's gaps, this is great, okay? The way AI works is basically based on the content you give it, right? And sometimes when it does its work, it's not going to get everything you need. So I'm going to first, especially when it comes to Claude, I'm going to first give it some simple questions to ask just so that it gets trained on the data given. And so in this case, I'll say provide timeline, key events described by the witness. Now, again, if this was in real life, I'd be anonymizing stuff as well. Claude's really good with privacy first. It doesn't use conversations to train data, so it's got a lot of good security measures. But you still want to make sure that you're not putting out confidential information into any sort of AI. So you'll provide a time of key evidence described by the witness. Okay. And whenever it comes to these type of tasks, I'm a bit of a visual learner. So I'll say something like generate in the form of a table with following columns. I'll say date, event, parties involved, and let's say significance. Okay. Not that there's a spelling error there, that's intentional. Just to show you that when you're using AI, it doesn't need to be pitch perfect, right? You can make errors, you can make typos, we can talk plain languaging, right? Which is another reason why I love the tool. And so there, within the span of seconds, I think I've got less than 3, maybe 4 minutes, I've now got a timeline that I can use again as a foundation to improve on. So just remember that when you're using AI, it's not for mission critical tasks. It's meant to be used as a tool for preparation. It's still your obligation to make sure that you use the tool, you review the tool, or you review the products generated by the tool with the actual product. It's kind of like primary material, secondary material. You want to make sure that whatever's being generated matches with the actual transcript, right? So now that I've got a transcript summary, I probably want to try and think about, okay, what is the evidence being given here, right? Now, when I use tools, and again, lots of different schools of thought on this, I don't want to give really big tasks. I'll give it like smaller tasks just so that the output is good. So in this case, there's I know this is, it's so, and again, so this is a commercial project. It's about why this real estate project failed. Let's talk about when there's a meeting, there's expressed concerns about a project. Let's talk about the budget shortfalls. So let's say that, so provide a summary of evidence of witness from May 2nd, 2008, when there was a discussion about budget shortfalls up to and including, let's go to something significant, up to and including the inability for SB Hotel to find financing in April 2009. And again, because we're talking about summaries of evidence, probably want to do this in a table. So generate as a table with columns for date, page number. So we're going to see page number of the actual transcript, evidence, and you can organize items chronologically. Okay. And then content should be, I always do this because I so often don't need exact evidence, but I'll say like content should be in plain language, but representative of the evidence. So again, I'm going to keep the typos in. I know there are typos, but I'm going to keep the typos in. I'm just going to hit enter. And it's now going to give me a timeline from A8. And there you go. It's giving me page number and it's actually giving me line references, which is fantastic. Right. So now we've got a great set of pieces here. Okay. Now sometimes the output, sometimes I might look at this and say, you know what, this is not as good as it could be. In this case, you know what, make sure, so if you need to make clarifications, you can actually edit the prior piece and then say, include evidence for columns, date, page number, evidence, references to any exhibits. Okay. Organize out of chronology. So the same thing. Okay. I'm not going to correct the typos. Okay. So now what it'll do is what should generate is the actual exhibit references if there are any. There you go. So I know it's no exhibit 934. This is now fantastic because I now know what I need to be looking for, right? Which is fantastic, right? Cisco 938, this is great. And again, I've done, I think about 6.5 minutes in. It's great. Now there may be times when the initial output is not going to be great. Okay. That's always a possibility. So you might want to say sometimes, check again to ensure we haven't missed any key evidence. Okay. I do this because sometimes when the initial draft that comes out isn't as good, because again, it's not searched the whole transcript as well as it could. So in this case, as you can see, it seems that it's missed something really important. And I don't know what it missed, but it's gone in again. And so this is great. And so let's just see how it works. See, it apparently missed a lot of evidence, which is great. So now it talks about exhibit 943, which I don't think I saw before. 934, 943. Yeah. So I mean, like, it's good, you know. So it's made additions. It's got the default orders. This is great. So again, with this tool, I now have got a really significant assistant to how I do things. And so within the span of 9 minutes, I've done a fair bit. Let's see what else I can do. Let's say that, I think you saw Ivanka Trump's name mentioned. Maybe I'm mistaken. So Trump. Trump. Oh, there, Ivanka Trump. So you know what? Maybe I want to use this now that I've started training this tool. I can use it sort of like Google for this particular statement. I can say something like, "What were Trump's? What was Ivanka's role in the project?" Okay, and then it'll go and do its thing. Let's see. So there it goes. It talks about what Ivanka's role is. Okay. Um, and then, and again, the grade, I mean, it talks about page numbers. This is great. This is reactive, great. And then you can say and so finally, you can say something like based on the foregoing and the totality of the transcript, provide a comprehensive summary of the evidence on all of the witness. Notice that unless I actually have to, I don't mention any names. But again, this is public record, so it's less important. But there you go. So now I've done that, and it's now giving me a comprehensive description of the evidence, which is fantastic. And all in the span of less than 10 minutes. I want to stress that these sorts of tools are not meant for mission critical purposes. You're only using it as a way to get to a first draft really quickly, right? That's what I talk about at Lawtrepreneur when I'm doing my coaching. You cannot use these tools to get immediately as is. It's your role as a lawyer to remain accountable to what is provided. So you're still responsible for quote unquote quality assurance. You've got to make sure that what's provided is actually what has been said, right? I find that 90%, 85% of the time it's accurate, but frankly, there have been times when it's actually 60 or 50%. And that's especially when the tool hasn't really done a good job of like looking through and categorizing all of the evidence, right? And that's it. So like, look, it's given me the witness statement. It's talked about where the critical issues are, and it's given me a really comprehensive set, right? All with a tool in the span of less than 15 minutes. And it just goes to show you the power of prompting, right? I've been doing this for a number of years now, and the prompts I've created are really, really solid. And that's really how it enables me to do all of this. Once you have a really good prompt, everything is good. You don't need to be investing like all these sorts of money on these specialized tools, though they may be good. I haven't tried them. But if you have a really good prompt, it gets you a fair amount there. So hopefully this demonstration has shown you how you can use these tools really effectively. And hopefully it incentivizes you to start exploring yourselves. Okay, we'll chat soon. Cheers.